How to watch. Virginia welcomes the key showdown at Georgia Tech. Virginia basketball is back home on Saturday looking to continue on its winning streak. Here is everything you need to know as UVA welcomes Georgia Tech. Teams, Georgia Tech at UVa. When, February 12th at 4 p.m. TV, ESPN2. Dream, streamed online at watchespn.com and ESPN app. Where to listen. The contest can be heard on Virginia sports radio networks around the Commonwealth and live on virginiasports.com. A list of stations can be found here. Last matchup, UVa beat GT 57-49 at JPJ on February 10, 2021. Two key matchups, Reece Beekman vs. Michael Devoe. I'm sure it's been quite a fun week for Reece Beekman after his game-winning three against Duke silenced the Cameron Crazies and gave UVa a huge statement win as they head down the stretch and try to claw their way back into consideration for the NCAA Tournament. It was a bit of a struggle of a night for Beekman, who struggled with foul trouble most of the night, but came up with huge plays. Other than the obvious, his steal and then layup and one came at a time when Duke was threatening to take control. He will have a tough matchup in Devoe, who is averaging a career-high 18.7 ppg and shoots over 39% from three. UVa has improved recently in defending the three, but that is still a weakness of the team and Devoe can make you pay. Like Beekman, he also averages for than a steal per game. And for a team like GT that struggles with offense, UVa will need to make sure they don't get easy ones. If Beekman is able to slow down Devoe, it will be hard for GT to win this one. Armaan Franklin vs. Jordan Usher. Although he only shot 4-13, Armaan Franklin was huge offensively in the first half. Getting off to a good start was huge for UVa, and you could see their confidence grow after they started off well offensively. Franklin was a big part of that, as he carved Duke up early in the paint, mid-range, and even from three. Another are to watch is his defense. He has been excellent over the past 2 games defensively, and has 8 steals over those 2 games to show for his effort. If Franklin and Beekman become a shutdown pairing on the perimeter, UVa's sometimes leaky defense becomes much harder to attack. Usher is also averaging a career high in points with 15 per game. He shoots 48% from the field, and has the ability to beat you inside and out. Like Devoe, he also averages over 1 steal per game as well as over an offensive rebound per game. Those are key areas for UVa to watch, as Georgia Tech probably needs those extra possessions to win the game. For players who could impact the game, Caden has really taken to his role coming off of the bench, and had a huge performance in the win in Durham. He seemingly came up with big plays. He has not missed in his last 2 games, hitting his last 11 shots, and had some massive dunks over Duke players to get UVa's bench excited. One of the most positive things recently about his play is staying out of foul trouble, which is perhaps a factor of coming off of the bench. Whatever it is, UVa's combo of big men has it going recently, and have been a big part of their improvement over the past few weeks. Kihei Clark. There is deep irony of the Cameron Crazies doing the Kihei is short bit before he plays absolutely huge in the win over Duke. There was a stretch in the second half where he was carving up the Duke defense, using change of speed to get to the basket and find teammates for easy dunk. His half-court alley-oop to Caden Shedrick may have been my favorite play of UVa's season. Kihei is playing under control, and although he didn't shoot from 3 as well as he was earlier in the season, he has had a much bigger all-around impact with his 9 assists and 2 steals. Sturdivant has more than doubled his scoring average to 7.5 per game, and is the 3rd leading scorer for the Jacket. There lies a big problem for Georgia Tech. They really only have 2 players who they can count on to score in any given game. UVa definitely has that problem at times too, but that's how they have improved recently, by getting production further down their lineup. Sturdivant does most of his damage getting to the basket, and will be a good test for Kihei Clark as Sturdivant stands at 62 and will have the big height advantage. Dallan Coleman only averages 7 points per game, but is coming off of one of the best games of his career against Miami, scoring 15 points on 6-10 shooting and 3-7 from 3. That is the type of production that Georgia Tech needs from their secondary scorers, and something UVa will need to protect against. He is a shooter through and through, taking 55% of his field goal attempts from 3, and making them at a 46% clip. Coleman is the type of guy who has gotten hot against UVa this season, and UVa's perimeter defenders will need to make sure to be there on the catch when Coleman is in the game. 7 stats of note. UVa's defense is now sitting at number 90 in efficiency. GT is number 228 in offensive efficiency. GT is number 98 at 3-point shooting. UVa is number 233 at defending the 3. GT is number 253 at offensive rebounding. UVa is number 236 at defensive rebounding. GT is number 236 at turnover percentage offense. Stats via KenPoM.com. Prediction: this is a huge game for UVa, sandwiched between the Miami/Duke doubleheader and the next 3 games at Virginia Tech and at Miami, then home for Duke. If they can bank this win, and hopefully do so in time to get their starters a rest, they go into next week's gauntlet on the back of 4 straight wins, going into arguably the biggest 3 games of the season. Given the short bench, Being able to get some of the bench guys minutes before the short turnaround in Blacksburg on Monday will be key. UVa cannot take GT lightly, though. They have some really good guards who can score, and UVa needs to be on their game defensively to defend those guys. UVa's big men should have a big advantage, however, and look for them to potentially feast against a team that allows teams to shoot over 50% from 2-point range. I don't think this will be a complete blowout, but I think UVa keeps up its momentum and wins rather comfortably to set up a huge next week and a half on the back of a 4-game winning streak and a 10-5 conference record.